Hello there. We are live. It's Lynn, Ellie, and Carol, and I'm not sure if I did that in order or whatever, but we're here on our $1,000,000 mission. Now I know we kind of messed you up this time, and we said the $1,000,000 journey. That's because it is a journey. Our mission, the journey is part of our mission, okay? And so we're going to go over a 3-step plan that, Ellie, Carol, and I mean, we were discussing this on certain things that we do in our business and what we're learning and what we're applying. And I think this is going to be really beneficial for everybody. So you could be on your own $1,000,000, journey, if you will. And we're going to share some good stuff with you. But anyway, what do we do first? Toast. Take it away, Ellie.
Okay, here we go. On the million. Well, you know what? When you have a mission, you're on a journey. So here we go to our $1,000,000 journey and to your $1,000,000 journey. Cheers.
Cheers, for sure.
Clink.
Okay. And you know what our brains, we come together, and I swear we really think of some really good stuff. Now I'm sorry, but I gotta pat ourselves on the back because we really do, and we have these conversations back and forth, and I mean, we can come up with stuff like this, and it's because we've been doing things, we've been, applying things that we're learning, and then we're taking the action, and then we're gaining the experience from it. So we want to share some things with you tonight, and the 3 things that we want to go over. What do you think number 1 would be? I'm pretty sure everybody will know. Number 1 is mindset, and we all know that that is the most important, and so we have put that at the top of our plan, our 3-step plan for our $1,000,000 journey, because if you don't have the right mindset, then you really can't, go through with the rest of the plan, right? And your journey is going to be a very, very difficult one because you don't have that self-belief, that confidence. And so when you're lacking in that area of your life, then it's going to be pretty tough. And especially in this industry that we're doing right now, man, there's some things that are flying around. And I know Ellie shared a video today from Gary Vee, and I'm telling you what, that gave me chills. And so I'm going to push this over to either Carol or Ellie, however we want to go, and we're going to talk a little bit about the mindset, because that is our number 1 step for our plan on our $1,000,000 journey. So Ellie, who wants to go next?
Ellie,
Carol?
why don't you kick it off, because you're our mindset guru.
You want me to? You got to mute yourself. I get echo when you're on. Okay, yes, I am. I'm Ellie Walsh, and I'm the person who talks about mindset all the time. I'm the one who says, no, you know what, we all do. I'm the one who says it's 100%. Some people say it's 80 and 20% skill, 90, 10% skill. I say it's 100% mindset, because then the rest will fall in place for you. So, as Lynn said, it's true. I shared Gary Vaynerchuk's video today, and in essence it was about mindset, because it was about people believing I'm too old, I'm too told to do this, and I actually did a video myself on that today. So mindset is so crucial here. So what's the mindset? Well, first of all, I believe the mindset is belief in yourself, at least belief that you can follow a system, okay, and that you can work with a community. You can work with a team. So if you have that belief, you then can bring that belief into, oh no, I can do this, and that this will work for me. And so when we were tossing this around, I was talking about, well, implementation, and like Carol and Lynn said to me, well, that's part of mindset, and that is. All right, if you have mindset, then you will do whatever doings need to be done. Look at, I'm a huge law of attraction background. I talk about law of attraction all the time, and there are people who want to say, oh, if you're into law of attraction, then you don't do anything. And I'm like, that is the dopiest thing I ever heard in my life. Okay, we didn't come here to sit with our legs crossed. I can't even do that, all right, sit like that, on a mountain somewhere. Look, I know some people do that, but the majority don't, all right? The majority don't. And even, I guess, to some degree, sitting on a mountain, you're doing something, all right? So I know we're not human doings, we're human beings, but we didn't come here not to take action. We're action-orientated beings. We're physical beings for a reason. So, yes, it's all about mindset. It's all about, I really believe that mindset, if you don't have the right mindset, you don't know how to work with a team. You're into jealousy, or you're into competition. And, you know, when you have that right mindset in place, you get that. You get that collaboration, like we were talking about, what Lynn was saying. We're able now just to sit down and talk for a few minutes, and the ideas pop. I know Napoleon Hill talks about that, the mastermind and how it happens. And we have found the more we do this now, we do this at least on a weekly basis, actually several times during the week, talking about different things with business, it pops even quicker now, and even deeper. So you got to lay the groundwork, at least the groundwork, to don't go, oh, wait, I don't have a perfect mindset, I can't do this. If you have a mindset of, I'm willing to learn, and to learn how to implement, all right, and to learn how to collaborate, I only had one sip of that. I was going to call it wine, but it's not wine. Okay, it's beer. If you can get that mindset of, I'm willing to do this, and I'm willing to expand my mindset as I expand my business, as I expand my life, then you're on the journey. And I believe it is $1 million journey for anybody who declares it to be $1 million journey. So getting that mindset into place, you're never going to hear me not talk about that. Really, really important. It's the foundation to build the house. You want to build a house, you want to build a skyscraper, you have to make a huge, deep foundation. That's what mindset is. It's the foundation. So I'm signing out for a moment. Who's picking me up?
Go, Carol.
Either one. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move into skill set. Now, I'm going to say that, yes, the three of us do talk, and we do have our business practices, and many things are similar, and yet there is some flexibility and some difference in what we do with our business. So I'm going to talk about just a general structure to get us going, and then, you know, see where we go from there. And that is that I believe in 3 steps within the skill set. And one is, the most important one that I have found, is to define your audience, your market people, your avatar, whatever name you want to put on it, in as specific terms as you possibly can, because that's the person that you're going to be talking to in your marketing. And if you don't know who that is, then your marketing is going to be all over the place. So once you get your mindset straight away, to me, this is the next foundation that you need for your business. You need to know who it is that you're talking to, who it is that you're marketing to. Then secondly, you have to figure out, well, what is your message? What do you want to tell them? What do you want to say to them? What do you think is their problem that you can help them with, that you can help them solve, that you can guide them into some kind of solution? What do you see there in that area? And thirdly, what mode are you going to use to address them? Are you going to use social media? Now, blogging actually is social media, but you're going to just use a blog, you're going to use video, what aspects are you going to use? You're going to use paid traffic. You're going to use free traffic. There's all kinds of options within that area as well. Now, I laid out 3. To me, those are the 3 that I always have in the back of my mind. Now, in addition to that, however, I would add a couple others as like subsets, and one is education, training, whatever you want to call it. Certainly, you need to learn. You need to know what you're doing, and that's what gives you the authority. That once you get the training, as quickly as you can, turn around and teach it, because as I just said, that's what gives you authority in the marketplace. And people will look to you for answers once you get it established out there that you do have answers and that you have some information that's valuable to disseminate to people. So that's another thing. Do not hoard the information. Ray Hagman makes a point of that. Be free with spreading your information out there. Give value to people. Give content to people. And another subset would be to develop rapport with your people. Once you figured out who they are and you start talking to them, develop a rapport with them. Develop a relationship with them. Not that you're not that you're going to be lifelong friends, good friends, or anything. You might be, who knows? But these are people whom you're going to be communicating with over a period of time. And you want them to listen to you, and you want to kind of have your ear to the ground too, and hear what they're saying, so that you can develop this rapport. So I have those 3 basic things from my way of thinking of it, my structure, and that is your avatar, your message, and your mode. And then within that is your training and education and teaching other people. And your relationship, your rapport. So that's the way I kind of look at skill set. I mean, I have a lot more to say about that, but let me just pass it along and see where anybody else wants to go next.
Yeah, Carol, I'm glad you kind of broke it down, like you said, some subsets and things like that, because skill set it is a broad part of the plan. And so some people get overwhelmed with that. And I found that this video today with Gary Vee, I mean, it really got to me, folks. This video, and I want to thank Ellie for, bringing attention to it, because this video should be seen by everyone. And it's because what's holding a lot of people back from developing these skill sets is they think they're too old, or they think they don't have the right mind to learn something like this because it's new technology or something along those lines. And guess what? Just like my husband and I had to learn how to build a house, the very first thing that we needed to do was have the right mindset. We came together and said, can we really do this? And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, we had some other experience leading up to building our first home. And we had mentors and we had coaches, and I had a boss that I was working with, and he was awesome, that helped us to build our first home. But we had to have the belief that we could do it, because if we broke ground and then all of a sudden got scared and go, ooh, well, we would be out a lot of money, right? So just like building a business, we had to develop our skill set now, because while we're building this house. Trust me, Denny, you have some of the stories that we could tell you. It's hilarious. Using a hammer for the first time, or painting for the first time, or doing tile, or whatever it is. It's all a process of learning. And if you're open to learning, just like in this industry, if you want to work from home, live a laptop lifestyle, become a millionaire as a laptop lifestyle entrepreneur, then you have to open yourself up to learning things and allowing yourself that time to learn it. And like Carol mentions, you learn it, you do it, you apply it, and then you teach others. And then this develops this amazing rapport builder, if you will, because now you can reach out to people because you know something, and you can connect with people based on whatever your knowledge is. And I remember that, you know, after we built our first home, that is when I realized I could really have my expertise in construction loans. So I started putting myself into that mode and developing as a construction loan, you know, expert, right? And so I was known in our area because when we moved back to California, that's what I did. So same thing with this industry. You're going to develop certain skill sets, and maybe you're going to get really good at video marketing or solo ads or, you know, Facebook, you know, marketing or social media, whatever the skills are, right? And now you're going to teach others, and they're going to connect with you, and guess what? They're going to, you know, they're going to buy from you. They may join your business. They may, whatever the factor is, that skill set has to be developed. And don't worry about how old you are, how young you are, or if you think it's difficult. Then we have to go back to mindset, because you got to open yourself back up to believing that I can do this. You know, if she and he, if they can do this, why can't I? And trust me, you can. And that's what we're here for, because we want to help you along this journey to show you that we're doing it. You know, we're in the trenches, we're doing it, and we're going to keep on going, because it's all a matter of every step that we take, everything that we read, every event that we attend, every person that we meet. All these are building blocks to building the skill set and our mindset along the same way and building our business. So it's I don't know, I feel like it's those kind of puzzle pieces that we put together, and we're delivering this message of, yes, you can. Believe that you can, because you can. So I'm gonna be quiet now and share it with Ellie.
Yeah, you know, I'm just reading here, and Raymond was just saying that Gary Vaynerchuk video, it was the most shared video ever on Facebook. He says he thinks because of us and so many of us that are in this business together. And while it was pointed at people like 40 over, it really was to everybody, because the message really was, if you go right down to it, was stop coming up with excuses of why you can't do something. Whether it's your age, it was a big one about age, but again, you know, whether you have, I can't do it because I don't have that skill set. Well, go get the skill set, you know. I can't do it because, you know, I wasn't born, you know, with cell phones in my hand, you know, and like kids are today. I love what he says here. He says this, you know, he goes, people are saying, oh, those millennials, you know, they were born with these things. Look, I have two of them here because I have Carol's with me right now. I look like I'm really into this. And they were, they were born with these things in their hand. And in essence, it's true. I mean, I see young kids on computers. It's amazing to me, right? And, you know, we were like way older before those things even showed up, just computers, right? But like he said, you want to know what? We weren't born driving, and we went and learned how to drive. You know, it's the same damn thing. Yes, the skill set in this business, as anything you do. So riding a bike, you were not born riding a bike. You had to learn how to do it. It's the same thing with these. So this stuff, does it take me longer than a 20-year-old who was born with one of those things in their hand? Yeah, I just don't get it the way they do. But once I get it, I get it. So it might take me a little longer. If you are 40 and above, I think you have actually a lot more to offer. Sorry if you're younger than that. I'm not saying you don't have anything to offer, but, you know, I mean, you have life experience, and you have wisdom, and nobody can teach that. Nobody can teach life experience. So you have that. So all of this it constantly falls back onto mindset, because you're not going to learn the skill set if you've got a mindset that says, well, you can't do this, or you're not good at that, or you'll never be good at that, or this is a waste of your time. You know, if you have a mindset that's bringing you there, this is a struggle then. It is, you know, but then everything is a struggle. So, you know, I really believe that part of the mindset of what we're talking about here is the journey, that life is a journey. So you don't get to a certain age and go, okay, you know, that's it. Like, I don't have to learn anymore. It's like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, you know, like, to me, that's the expansion in life. The real benefit is, especially on $1 million journey, is as you get there, you can start taking your time learning different things, okay? Not on somebody else's time schedule, not on a job's time schedule. You can do it in your own time fashion. That, to me, is like, whoa, what a payoff. So it probably means you're not watching TV as much, especially if you're working a job right now, because you want to come home and take those extra hours you have and show up on Hangouts like this, and you know, and learn and do and teach. And so go do a Hangout like we do. We weren't born doing Hangouts. First time I had to learn when I had to do one of these, and I was like, holy crap, what do I do? You know, and now it comes like second nature. It comes like second nature to me. And now I teach other people on our team, and all, here's what you do, and how's you get in here, and this is what you do, and this is what you push, and that's what you do, and then you're on. We're live, and there you go. It's like poof, you know. So it's get away from that TV, and we're telling you get in front. I know you're telling kids get out of the computer. I'm like, get in front of the computer, all right? And you can add a whole another dimension. I believe it's another dimension to your life. This is a journey that is rich in paybacks, in not just financial paybacks, but in people and experience. There's a richness within the friendships. I know people don't think you make friendships on the internet, and you do. All right? And then we get to meet them every 3 months. We go to events. So then we do get to meet them, but we make friends here first. And when we meet them, we were like, oh my God, we're hugging. And we met them on the internet. So, you know, that idea of you can't be, I know Raymond, I don't know if he's talking right now, but, you know, like, we met Raymond on the internet, you know, and then we met him in real land. So it's amazing, the richness. It brings another level to your life as you go on. It always goes back to mindset, but the skill set, and we didn't go to the next one yet, right? I'm not going to say it. And the next one, wait, should we do, I said I'm not going to say it. Should we do the drum roll? So one of you can take it, go with the next one. What's next?
Well, since I opened my big mouth, I will. Goal set. I do want to come back to skill set again, though, later, and mindset, because they're both intertwined. Well, and so is goal set. Now, again, in my mind, there's a structure here. You know, each person might approach it a little bit differently, but I see like 3 aspects to the goal set. First of all, how do I want to say this? Personal, your personal goal. What is your personal goal? You know, do you want to retire? Do you want to move, go someplace else? Do you want to buy a second house? Would you like to upgrade your car? Would you like to be able to help your children or your grandchildren? You know, that kind of thing, a personal goal. And secondly, I also see a financial goal. Do you know how much money that you want to earn from your business? And thirdly, how you get to that goal. In order to earn that amount of money, you need to market so many of this, so many of that, so many of the next thing. In other words, some kind of a business plan that you have in order to reach your goal. Let me see. Did I want to get into that just now or not? No, I think I'll leave it at that at this point, and then I'll come back again if I may.
I love it. I love it. So are we still on skill set then? Well, I'll just tap in a little bit about the skill set. You know, the Ellie brought up about, you know, we weren't born, you know, with smartphones in our hands and stuff like that. Folks, you got to know, most of us in this industry now, we're attracting, you know, the baby boomers, okay? And when you talk to us, we're from the dialed phone era, you know, the pay phones where you had to have a dime, you know, and then it went to a quarter. Oh my gosh, everybody's freaking out, you know. So we're in that era. And my husband, I remember my husband wearing a pager, for crying out loud. His company would page him, you know, for messages and things like that. So this is where we come from, and so we've brought that kind of mindset, that upbringing, you know, that that kind of technology. And right now, technology is moving 10,000 miles an hour. You know what I mean? It's like split seconds, something changes. You know, new iPhone today, you know, and this and that. So here's the thing. When you focus it down, I think that's why we were talking about that, because we focus it down to where you focus in on mindset, skill set, and goal set. And if you focus in on those three things, then you can transition over from that paycheck mentality, from, you know, earning a paycheck instead of, you know, working for a boss, to transitioning into being your own boss and becoming that online entrepreneur. Because entrepreneurship that's even changing, folks. A true entrepreneur back in the day was somebody that came up with an idea, okay? And still today, I mean, entrepreneur it is. It all starts with an idea. But the online entrepreneur, like Ellie, Carol, and I, we have connected with a company and a community and a program, if you will, that has groups of people that they've already done all this stuff and put together products and programs and an affiliate program, if you will, so we can build a business without having to come up with the idea. Okay, I wanted to throw that out there, because some people think that they have to, you know, come up like I did over 6 years ago, when I had to come up, and I came up with my inspirational charms, and I was selling those little charms, right? Because somebody told me, oh no, Lynn, you got to have your own product. Well, I'm here to tell you, when you do that, it's a lot of freaking hard work. It is not that easy to come up with your own product and do everything that you need to do to build a solid business, especially a business that has the potential of earning 6 and 7 figures. Okay, so when we do these hangouts, we're representing, you know, a business, if you will, it's different. It's a hybrid. We call it a hybrid because it's a mixture of affiliate marketing and building your own business and entrepreneurship and all this kind of stuff, and we've rolled it into this ball, and now we're forming this community of people helping people in order to have success in this system and the platform and the programs and the team building and all this kind of thing. So we're taking network marketing, affiliate marketing, direct sales, all these kinds of things wrapped together, but you don't have to come up with the product. You know, you don't have to come up with the product. You brand yourself, and we keep saying that you brand yourself. You are the product, because people want to meet you. You know, who are you? You know, and are you connecting with people so they learn more about you, and then you connect with them to build that business? So I know I'm kind of rambling on, but I just keep going back to that video. It really got me thinking today about how important it is for us to dream again and to know that we can do anything that we put our minds to. And so I know for a fact that I've surrounded myself with some of the best people that I could ever be around in my entire life. All right? And you're looking at 2 of them right now. And those, along with all the other people that we meet and we get to see at these events and all this kind of thing, and some of you that are watching this hangout that, you know, come and you're here live with us, which we appreciate so much, but also if you're watching the replay, see, you're the kind of people that we want to build a business with, that we want to build rapport with, that we want to connect with, because then we're going to turn this industry into something that anybody really can do. if they want to. It's a choice that they can make. So when they get out of college, they can say, huh, okay, I don't even know what they're going to call the business. You know what I mean? It's not just network marketing. It's a, I don't even know what you call it. I always call it a hybrid because it's a mixture of stuff. But at least people will have a choice. You have a choice. And even if you're somebody that has a job and you want an extra income, you could learn how you can have this income stream while you're building your paycheck, I guess, moving up the ladder in whatever company that you're working for. But what the point is that you have a choice, and you have a 3-step plan no matter what you're doing. Mindset, skill set, and now you're going to set the goals on what it is that you want. And Carol touched on that a little bit. But anyway, I just wanted to, I probably went off on a tangent. Carol and Ellie are going, oh my God, what's she talking about? But anyway, I'm going to hand it off to Ellie now.
No, perfect, really perfect. And here's what I'm thinking when you're talking about all 3 of these are ongoing. So you're always, mindset's always about expansion. It just is if you're on a journey called life. And skill set is really all about expansion, especially because technology changes, social media platforms change. It really, and it's about, don't go in there and try to learn them all because you'll learn none of them. So go in there and learn one and master it. Next one, master it. Next one, and then you move on. So there's always a learning process going on, and it's not an ucky learning process, Look, some of the things I go, oh God, I don't want to do this. So, the cool thing is you don't gotta learn them all, so that's really cool too, right? And it's gold, by the way, not gold. I don't know if my New York accent sounds like gold set. It's goal set, G-O-A-L set. That's an ongoing process because I know Carol, touched on that, but, I would be looking at, where do you want to be? Some people do 5 years and 1 year and then go backwards, because I think the most important time frame we all have and the best way to do some determining, measuring, but so you get your feel in there is probably a 90-day, so there's no mistake that our events are 90 days apart, usually about that. So because at a 90-day, there's a measurable thing that goes on, and still then back up. So what do you want to see happening, in 90 days? What do you want to see in your life changing, or what do you want to see from your business in 90 days? And then back it up. So what would that look like? In order to see that, what would it look like at 60 days? And in order to see that, what would it look like at 30 days? And now you have these chunk bites. Chicken, how do you eat an elephant? One chunk at a time, one bite at a time. You have these bites. Instead of this huge 5-year plan, which I think always threw me when people say do business plans, and I'd be like, I don't even know if I'm going to be freaking alive in 5 years. And you want me to go out in 5 years, all right? So I probably will be, but so to go out, the year or 5 years, but then to bring it back and to look at these 90-day and really then 30-day chunks. So in 30 days, how am I doing here? And what do I need to see in the next 30 days, right? And what do I need to see? So it's not just measurable. I don't, like, oh God, but you do want to know that. Is this working right for me here? What can I adjust? When I'm looking at it like that, I can then say, oh, what can I adjust? Because I want to see this look better. If it's looking better than you thought, you don't have to adjust nothing, all right? Just hit the gas. But if you're trying to figure out, oh, this is not really where I wanted it to be, what do I need to adjust to get there? And that's what a community is great for also, because you can get in and you can mastermind with each other. Well, here's what I'm doing, and what do you think, and what have you been doing, and what's working for you? And so you can kind of play that in there. So this, and it's rewarding to be able to see that. If it's always 5 years out, I'm like, well, how do I know I'm getting there? You know, and 90-day chunks are a great way to see that. So, what all of these things are all about, it's just, that's why it's the journey. It's just part of the journey, all three of them. I'm passing it over.
Okay, I couldn't find the microphone for a minute there. Yeah, let me just go on what you were saying there, Ellie, about goal setting and taking it in chunks and starting with 90 days out and backing it up. And I think that's one of the greatest ways to look at things. And it's also, if you're feeling stuck ever along the way, do that again in your mind. Just say, well, what was I looking for in 90 days? And where am I now? And just kind of review that idea. And I think it helps to get past the stuck phase. Also, I want to go back into the skill set and talk about, I'm going to jump around a little bit here, so please bear with me, into the the skill set, and talk a little bit about the teaching and learning. I started in this business part-time because I still had a full-time job, and I didn't know anything. I knew nothing. I didn't even know you could make money online, you know, a little while before that. So I knew absolutely nothing. But we were on a team that was all pretty new. So there weren't any of us that were really experienced or knowledgeable to speak of, and we were kind of, I don't like that word, but we were kind of struggling, stumbling, finding our way through, and you know, bouncing off each other and seeing where we could go with that. And you know, it took us a long time. And as a result, I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but once I got into this full time, I finally did quit my job and retire, and came into this full time. I did not even understand, after a few months in the business, I did not know what a funnel was. Now, can you imagine that? When I look back, I say, well, my God, what the heck were you doing all those months? Well, I was blogging, okay? I was blogging. So at least I have a bunch of blogs out there. But the point that I'm trying to get to is, if you happen to find yourself to be what we call an orphan, and you know, for some reason your upline, if you will call it that, your sponsor, whatever, is not to be found for whatever reason, or you're in with a bunch of people who are not that experienced, look around. Don't just stay stagnant. Look around and find people that you can hook up with. Look for different hangouts where you might learn something. Look for some of the leaders right now are running fantastic, you know, the big 7-figure leaders I'm talking about are running fantastic groups and things that they're doing. And come to, you know, hangouts that you can learn something from. But don't just muddle around there and waste time like I did. It's foolish to do that, because there is information out there, and you can learn it. People are willing to share. So, and then as I said, I'm going to jump around a little bit. Going back to goal set, I had a very difficult time with that. You know, our founder, as part of our training, always said, number one, set your goal, and he would describe what to do. And, you know, I would do that, and, you know, how did it feel? What did it look like where I am? Blah, blah, blah. That was part of the personal goal. But it just never quite felt right to me. I don't know what my problem was there, but I had a little block around that, until somebody gave us an exercise to do, and that was, do your most perfect day. What would your most perfect day look like? And she had it very well organized into, you know, different topics that you had to touch on. You know, your family, your friends, your business associates, you know, blah, 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 down the line. And I could get into that. And from that, I was able to easily transition over into the goal. So I don't know, for some reason I had to do it backwards, but it worked. It worked. And, you know, it gave me a much better idea of where I'm going. And I just put that out there because, I don't know, just in case somebody else is having difficulties in any of these areas, you know, there are other ways to approach them. So I just wanted to say that.
You know, that's funny that, or not funny, but it's interesting that you mentioned that, Carol, because I remember when, you know, 3 years ago is when I started with Empower, and, you know, David would, like you say, you know, visualize and feel, and, you know, what are you going to see, you know, on a certain date and all this kind of stuff. And I felt like, what? You know, I didn't understand it either. I was like, oh, you're crazy, you know. So I was kind of mimicking what he was doing and saying things like what he was saying, because he gave examples and all that. But here's what I realized. I realized that I was still in that corporate brain. I was still in that, you know, I was that robot. That's all I can think of. And that's why I call myself the ex-corporate robot, because I always felt like somebody was always telling me, even though I managed people, there was always somebody above you telling you what to do and how to do it, when to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I believe a lot of us come from that type of mindset where, you know, we've been told so many times of what to do and how to stay in the box and watch out here and there, that when somebody like a David Wood says, oh, you can dream again, what is it that you want? It's like, what? It's kind of scary. It's kind of like, really? You know? And last night on the Empower Hour, he mentioned something again, and he mentions it all the time. What if you had $1 million? What if you woke up tomorrow morning and money was not a care in the world? What would you do? What would you do with your life? And it still goes back to, you know, when we're setting these goals, it might sound kind of weird that you say where I'm going to be in 5 years. You know, you can say where you think you might be in 5 years, but you know for a fact that there's a lot of things that'll happen from now until 5 years, right? But I like what Ellie was saying about, you know, the chunks and all that kind of thing, and I think that if you do that, if you take your goals, and the number one thing when you get started in this industry, you've got to learn so much. So your goals is going to say, okay, I am going to learn this. You know what I mean? Like, you are going to, I don't know, watch 2 videos, 2 training videos. You know what I mean? So your goals are going to seem meaningless at the beginning, but they're going to be very, very important for you to keep those goals, especially in the first 30 days, because if you don't, then that is when most people fall off the charts. That's when most people say, I can't do this, it's not working, kind of deal. And that's because you're not setting those goals. Okay, I'm going to learn this and I'm going to do this and I want to see this outcome, even though you don't even know what the heck you're talking about. Because that happened to me. When you said about the funnels, I knew what they meant by the sales funnel, but I didn't know how to create it. I'm like going, well, how do you do the stupid capture page, and how do you do the thank you page, and where do you get all these flipping bonuses and this and that? How do you do this? And I went through so many trainings before, you know, I got on board with Empower, that all these gurus would say, well, you got to buy this tool. And I'm like, okay, so you get this tool and it's sitting on your computer, right? And they're like going, well, now what do I do, right? So then you go to the next training, you know, and they say, well, now you got to buy this tool, you know, and so you buy that tool, and now you got 2 tools on your computer. You're like, what do I do with it, right? Nothing ever jived. Nothing ever came together. So I got to tell you, it took me a long time to, you know, figure out that process and to understand that as well. But it was always a goal that I said, I am going to figure this thing out. You know what I mean? So once you make a decision, set some goals, right? If your mindset is right and your skills, and you know that you're going to have to develop some skills, then set those goals to develop, you know, well, to keep developing the mindset, but also to keep developing the skill set as well. So that's my 2 cents. And should we be giving final thoughts here, since I know we have our...
Yes, I was just looking at the time. We do need to get out of here early again tonight, because we get to go mastermind with a much bigger group from here, which is really, really cool. Lots of great stuff going on. Some tools that we've had to learn some new skills with, but help that funnel. So, you know, and I'm laughing. Carol's talking about a funnel, and I'm like, damn, what if somebody's watching this, even the replay, and they're like, what the hell she's talking about? Like, a funnel is what I used to put I remember having to put oil in my car with a funnel. For some reason, I guess we couldn't reach the oil thing. Maybe some people use funnels for cooking. I never did. Or even a funnel cake I've heard of, but like I ain't a baker. But, and that's not, like Lynn called it, it's a sales funnel. It's a funnel of how you introduce people, and then you bring it down, you niche it down, and that's a whole nother damn hangout. So we're not talking about the oil funnel or the cake funnel. But, you know, so when you look at all of this, that goal setting is huge. And I never liked the word goals. Probably because they were always telling me put it 5 years out, and I was like, look, I don't know what's happening in 5 years. So I like the word intention, same thing, or plans, what's your plans? And I actually will use the word goal now, and it was a word I wouldn't use. I have a negative connotation to the word. You want realistic goals. You want goals that are going to stretch you. And so if you're in a group and you're in a team, and you're not sure what's realistic, talk to somebody. Look in the first 3 months, you're probably not going to make 7 figures. Just saying. Okay? Now, I'm not even saying that's impossible. I guess it's not impossible. Actually, I guess we do know somebody who did it in the first. I'm just thinking that. Anyways, so there were, but
yeah. But we got to preference that he had been in business for a long time and had a
right.
huge following. So
right, and that's what people have to realize. When you see people, right, not all, but most people that come in and make a huge splash in a business, they've already been in internet marketing. They already had a list. So they had people following them, all right? The majority, there is 1 or 2 examples, I don't know if the first 3 months, but within that first year, of people doing exceptionally well, you know. So make some realistic goals and just stay on the journey. That's the whole thing. Realize that all 3 of these we talked about is a process, it's a journey, and it's not you don't want it to make it like a drudgery journey, all right? It's about, especially when you're in a business like we are with this community, it's fun. It's fun, and it's extremely rewarding. So we do got to get out of here soon, so I'm going to shut up so the rest of them can do their thing, and we can hit the road, Jack.
Let me just jump in here for a minute, and then Lynn, you can close us out if you don't mind. I just wanted to say that in response to Gary Vaynerchuk's video that I watched today, it made me realize that we boomers are a bridge generation, which I found kind of exciting in a way, because as Lynn said, we had dial phones and, you know, whatever. I go back a little farther than that even, but I won't even say. So we're bridging between not having this stuff and now learning this stuff and becoming proficient in it. And, you know, kudos to us, man. Right. That's quite an accomplishment, I think. So I'm proud of us. And I find it also exciting, as well as frustrating sometimes.
I agree with that 100%, because you know what? We are like the trailblazers, and that's okay, because I think that's a great goal, that we are these trailblazers that are opening doors for other people and allowing other people to step in if they want, you know, and have that choice. So I love it, Carol. I'm glad you said that. So ready to toast it out there, gals? So here is to the 3-step plan. No goals intended, but keep the mindset, the skill set, and the goal set, and here's to your success.
Right on.
Yes.
Cheers.
Mm.
And the journey will keep on going.
That's right.
True. We'll be back next week. If you're so inclined to join a team like this, there is a button right down, a banner There is a banner down below. We'll get back to the person who invited you here. We're getting on a really exciting This was a really exciting hangout. We're getting on another really exciting hangout, okay? So we're out of here. If you want to join us on those kind of hangouts on this journey, let us know. Have a great night. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.